curious little monkey. Oh, what fun to run and jump and play. Curious George, the curious little monkey. Let's go see what he's doing today.
Curious George wins a race. George, said the man with the yellow hat, the children are racing their cars today. Let's go and see them. They got in their little blue car and drove to town. At the race ground, the children were getting their cars ready. I see a friend over there, George, said the man. I'll meet you here later. George looked around. His friend Jane was busy fixing the back of her car. She looked worried. I don't have the right size tires, she said. If I can't find some, I can't race. George watched her for a while and then walked on. Down the street, he stopped at a display of tires in a gas station. The attendant pulled out a tire and rolled it over to a car on the left. Could George do that too? He was curious. 2 tires were sticking out from a pile. He grabbed one of the tires. Suddenly, the whole pile fell down. Tires rolled everywhere. Cars had to stop. And people had to run for their lives.
What's going on?
Shouted the attendant.
Get those tires out of the way,
Yelled a man. It's a disaster, screamed a woman. Who did this?
It's that monkey that caused all the trouble, somebody shouted.
Catch him, cried the attendant. George was scared. It was time to get away. The attendant ran after him, but George ran faster. Down the street was a trash basket. Now he was safe. Meanwhile, Jane was still working on her car. It's no use, she cried. The race starts in a few minutes. I might as well give up. Just then, 2 tires rolled by. Jane jumped up and stopped them. Hooray! They're the perfect size, she shouted. The coast was clear. George ran over to Jane. You're just in time, she said. Help me put on the tires. Let's hurry. When the job was done, they pushed the car to the starting line. The cars were ready to go. And just when the starter raised his flag, the attendant from the gas station came running over.
There's that monkey,
He shouted.
Stop him.
But the starter dropped his flag, and the race began. George and Jane rode down the hill. The attendant was running after them, but Jane's car was too fast. Soon, it was passing all the others. Jane and George raced through and won. After the race, the mayor gave Jane a silver cup. Thank you, said Jane, but I couldn't have done it without George. Just as she turned to George, someone tried to grab him. It was the attendant from the gas station.
You won't get away this time,
He shouted.
Those are my tires. I want them back. They must be good tires,
Said the mayor, who had been watching.
From now on, I'm going to buy my tires from you.
You are? Asked the attendant. That will be great for business. Then he turned to George.
You shouldn't have pulled out those tires,
He said.
but never mind. Thanks to you, I will sell a lot of them.
Now, George, said the man with the yellow hat, it's time for us to get into our little car. And that's what they did.